During the budget estimate discussion for the Defense Ministry, the Defense and Interior Committee disclosed the high attrition rates of pilots in Ghana Airforce due to inadequate aircraft.
When your committee met in considering the budget estimate for the Defense Ministry, some observations and recommendations were made. Mr. Speaker, one key observation that was made, and I wish to bring it to the floor of the House, is the importance or the need to acquire more aircraft for the ministry. It is important to observe that the air combat capability is necessary to strengthen surveillance of the airspace of the country, especially in the wake of terrorism in the West African sub-region. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Air Force therefore needs to acquire additional logistics such as executive aircraft, fighter jets, helicopters needed for rescue and defense purposes. It is a matter of concern that the Ghana Armed Forces has recently suffered attrition of trained pilots. It is important, therefore, that the Ghana Air Force takes immediate steps to augment its fleet of aircraft to halt this phenomenon.
If you look at the report, mention is made of the establishment of the 10, 11, and 12 mechanized battalions in Wa, Bolgatanga, and Sandema. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, there is no corresponding provision of adequate accommodation units to house the personnel who are being recruited to, Mr. Speaker, work in the newly established units. So when you have that situation, the lack of accommodation for the elements who have been recruited by the armed forces, you create problems of indiscipline. Because then the armed forces is constrained to rent accommodation in civilian spaces for soldiers. And when the soldiers mingle so freely with the civilian populace, Mr. Speaker, it is dangerous. You even undermine military discipline in the process. Soldiers are supposed to be feared. The Honorable Minister would always say that, put it that way. They are supposed to be feared. They must only mingle with the civilian populace in times of trouble, real danger. But here is the case. They are constrained to rent civilian accommodation for the soldiers. But why has it become necessary to establish new units in the first place? It is because of the emerging security threats. The threat of violent extremism and terrorism in the northern part of the country. So, government must understand that the time has come to step up our military expenditure